In this video, we are going to talk about a way to test upper trunk rotation on a baby and a toddler. Upper trunk rotation is so important for a multitude of activities, especially rolling, sitting, crawling, walking, crossing midline, a million different things. So this is one direction you're absolutely going to want to test on your kiddo just to make sure it's equal both sides. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Dr. Lauren Baker, a pediatric physical therapist, and on this channel, we help proactive parents learn how to help their babies move better. Think of me as your pediatric physical therapy bestie, here to help you learn tips and tricks to help your babies move with confidence and ease. In today's video, we are hammering home another of my favorite movement strategies, which is how to test the upper trunk on the lower trunk. So whether the upper half of your body moves separately from the lower half of your body, and how to utilize this position to see if your kiddo is restricted in one direction more so than the other. What we want to see is a child's ability to move in that direction equal side to side, because it is going to influence how they utilize their gross motor movements and their movement milestones. So in order for a baby to roll from belly to back and back to belly over the right arm and over the left arm, they have to have upper trunk rotation equally on both sides. If one side is limited, that could be a factor in why a kiddo is not going in one direction, which then can influence things later on, like them only transitioning from sitting over one side to get into crawling. And we want to make sure that, generally speaking, we're as equal in mobility and strength on each side of our bodies, because that is how postural support happens, and that's how we can really make sure that we are setting ourselves up for success in any movement strategy that we choose, as well as just to make sure that our joints don't get increased wear and tear because they're off balance. Now, with kiddos, we want to make sure that we are looking at them through all types of lenses. And specifically for this strategy, we want to make sure that we are looking through an orthopedic lens. And that means that kiddos really move in a multitude of directions, and they have to move in different planes of directions. You guys know I love talking about the planes of movement, but the upper trunk rotating is that rotational plane, that transverse plane where we have to move in this direction. And it's typically one of the hardest planes for babies to really get right, for them really to master. And this is so influential, especially for kiddos who are booty scooting or army crawling. They are not participating in that rotational plane. Likely it stems from either in utero position or having preferences for certain movements all the way back from rolling. Now, most parents at that time are very sleep deprived, so they might not remember whether a baby had asymmetrical rolling patterns or only preferred to go over one side versus the other. But mamas, we got to look at this through the lifespan. So from rolling, crawling, walking, all the way through academic activities, if we're not able to bring both hands to one side of our body and rotate, there are implications from a mobility standpoint, but also from a cognitive standpoint. We really want to get both sides of our bodies working together, get those neural pathways through the corpus callosum, which is the part of where both of our hemispheres of our brains connect, and really make sure that those pathways are developed and nurtured and that we're utilizing them. So we really want to make sure that we test this upper trunk rotation so that we can address it with interventions and mobility techniques if we do notice that one side is more limited than the other. This is one quick way that you can look at upper trunk rotation. So you can see my hands are in a C shape, and I'm just kind of moving her upper trunk. It's a lot easier for her to go to the right than it is for her to go to the left. I'm just kind of feeling how her motion happens and whether or not it's easier in one side. Arms here. So another really great way to work on, hi, I know you're going back. So she's going back into extension. You can kind of tell that it's hard for her to stay upright. So I'm giving her little tickles in front. So just little tickles in the belly, and that's gonna kind of help cue her to go forward. Look at you, look at you. I know, look. Boop. And then we can rotate to the right and play here. Yeah, oh. And we can rotate to the left. Oh, rotating to the left is so much easier. Hi, sweet girl. Hi. Hi. And then rotating to the right. Yeah, rotating to the right is hard. That's okay. Now we know. Thanks for helping me know. So we can figure it out. Are you all done? Are you all done? Oh, thanks for telling me. Hi. Boop. Hi. Oh. This is an alternate way that you can test upper trunk rotation. So in this video, you can see that the child is between the legs of the therapist. This does limit the ability of the lower trunk to move, so you're able to isolate the upper trunk a little bit more. Sometimes kiddos struggle with this position, so there are different ways that are maybe not quite as accurate but still can give you good data. So this one is going to be the most accurate in the ability to test solely the upper trunk, but the other ways are ways where you can still gain information if this is a position in which a kiddo is not tolerating or they're trying to get out of. You can see that Dana, who is a physical therapist here, and she's holding that position. Okay, and this is a little bit more in different direction of the upper trunk. I prefer to have my hands a little bit underneath the armpits and not really kind of move the shoulder joint as much as in this position, but you can use the arms as a little bit of a guiding directional force. I would just be really careful holding onto them too tight. And that's a wrap, friends. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to learn how your baby is moving and tips and strategies to help them move better with me. I truly am trying to create a movement here where parents are empowered to do strategic play strategies so that they can help their babies move with confidence and ease. And I am obsessed with the fact that you are part of that movement with me. The more we help our babies move better, the happier those babies are and the better prepared they are for those pre-academic skills like coloring and learning and reading and all of those things that are so foundational to us as humans. If you have any questions, make sure you check the pinned comment down below because you're going to find a link on how you can work directly one-on-one with me via a parent consultation. And if you are super curious about other ways that you can help work on trunk rotation, make sure that you check out this video and learn all of the tips and tricks that I have for strategies to help babies rotate their upper trunk equally both sides.